Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be painting Christmas ornaments or baubles in watercolour in a loose wet and wet style. So get out your festive watercolours or your reds and greens or golds or any glittery ones that you've got, and let's get painting. Alright then guys, before we get started, as usual, a quick run through of my favourite supplies. So I'm going to be using Winsor & Newton professional watercolour paints today. I'll tell you what I'm using in the video, which colours I'm using, but if you want a list of all my colours, then it's available on my website. There's a link in the description. For the paper, we are using Legion Stonehenge Aqua cold press paper, so it's 100% cotton paper, and then for brushes I'm going to be using my Princeton Aqua Elite round in a size 6. I've also got some water, some paper towels, a pencil and an eraser. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at Christmas baubles. So I'm really excited for this one. It's such a fun activity to do. You can do it on gift tags, you can do it on Christmas cards. It's a great way to just put on some Christmas music and get yourself in the festive spirit. I'm going to be using some shapes to draw around, so I've got a star-shaped cookie cutter and a roll of sellotape, which I'm going to be doing for a little circle. So we're going to make 2 little baubles. I think I'm going to do them that way around. So you want a bit of space above just to create the hanging part of the bauble if you're going to do that. So get them on your paper and then just do a loose shape with your pencil. I might do this one on the outside. You can use any shape for these. I've done them as snowflakes before. Cookie cutters are a great one for them. There we go. So, when you do pencil outlines in watercolour, you want to be careful that your pencil lines are not too dark, because they are visible under watercolour and then you can't erase them after you've painted over the top. So it helps to just run a little eraser over them. You might not be able to see these that well on the camera, but they're still pretty visible to me without being dark. And it doesn't matter that way. If you go over the lines, you won't be able to see them. So let's brush all of that off. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is outlining these shapes and then filling them in with some watercolour, and then we'll be doing some wet on wet detail for some nice contrast, and then we'll paint the little hanging hooks on the top. So to start with, I'm going to use some Scarlet Lake and Winsor Red. So I'm going to paint the round bauble in a red colour. Any colour you like. If you've got shimmery gold watercolours, by all means use those as well. A good mixture, and then plenty of water to start with. And I'm going to use my brush and just outline this shape, trying to keep to my pencil line, but I'm not worried if it goes over a little bit. It's not perfect. It's very much my mentality for painting. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be. We're just here having a good time. The reason I'm using quite a light mixture of this is to create the contrast with the wet on wet, but also so that it stays wet for a long time. If you paint it in quite a thick mixture, you're going to struggle to do the wet on wet activity because it will dry before you've got time to come back. So I'm going to keep using plenty of water to join all of that up. And then we've got our first shape. Okay, so I'm just going to tweak that a little bit because I've created a bit of a bulge on one side. It happens. You can turn your paper if that's easier. I'm trying not to, just for the continuity on the camera. Then we're going to pick up some of our colour and just drop it in. And what I'm going to try and do is create a highlight that's coming in from this direction. So I want the shadow on the opposite side in a curved shape. There we go. I might also add a bit more on this edge. What I'm aiming to do is a highlight about here. And then I'm going to get some pure Winsor Red Deep. So this is going to be a darker colour. And just add a bit more shadow there underneath. Now you can play around with this in any way. You could add purple, you could add pink, you could add stripes of gold watercolour. I'm going to try and keep this first one quite simple, but you can go to town on these as long as you stick with the basic shape. I'm just smoothing that so it's an easier transition. There we go. As long as it has the basic shape and the consistency of the light and shadow, you can pretty much put any colour and decoration in here. You could also, for example, put down some masking fluid within the shape, paint over it, and then rub it off, and it would have little white highlights. Or you could use white gouache or bleed-proof white as well to layer over the top if you like. But I'm going to leave that one for now. It looks quite simple, but I quite like how it's turning out. And then for this shape, I'm thinking to do a green colour. To create some nice contrast. So red and green are opposites on the colour wheel, so they're going to make each other pop. So for this, I'm going to use Hooker's green, which is a really good forest green. Get that all mixed up. I might just add a little Prussian Blue. This is one of my favourite paint mixtures, but it makes like a deep bluey green, like a fir tree kind of green. It's a Christmas green. So same MO. We're going to outline the shape first in quite a light mixture, and then we'll add the contrast. This is easier. I say this every time we do a video like this, but this is easier if you have better quality cotton paper. The reason is that it holds the water on the surface so much longer, which gives you loads of time to play. If you don't, what you're going to find is that your outline will dry, and then you have to come back over and repaint it. It won't stay wet and connect up. You can do it with other paper, but it's one of those things with watercolour supplies. If you find you're not getting the results you want, it doesn't mean that you're doing the technique wrong. It doesn't mean that you're bad at painting. It's probably that your supplies are letting you down. So yeah, have a check. I mean, if your paper's not staying as wet as mine is, then it's probably a quality issue. But I know that cotton watercolour paper is expensive, so if you need to, you can break it down into smaller shapes and do each of these 5 points separately. But it is a little trickier with cheaper paper, I know. So if you're finding that yours, doesn't look how you want it to, and everyone else's seems to be looking easier than yours, it's probably the paper. So with this one, what I'm going to do is create a darker shadow around the edge, and then just blob some colour about in the middle. So I'm going to add a bit more paint to this to make it thicker. I don't want it to spread too far, and the thicker your mixture is, the higher contrast you'll make, and it won't spread as far out into the shape. And then I'm going to add a bit of water there, just for a bit of difference. When you add a bit of water, it will make the paint spread a bit further and go a bit lighter. It's just good to be changing it up all the time. There we are. So we've got our shape outlined, and then what you can do is just have some fun with this. So I'm going to grab some quite dark mixture, not very much water, and blob it in, maybe a tad more water than that. I like to do the corners of stars, these little inside edges. It's all looking a bit blue. I'm going to add a bit more green into there. You can always pick it up if you think it's looking too dark. You can drop some water on top to get it to spread about. But that looks looking pretty good to me. This is going to dry really beautifully where this kind of spreads out and blends, and then the light areas are going to continue to be quite light. They're going to get even lighter when they dry because watercolour fades as it dries. It's just going to look really great when it dries up. So I'm going to go back now to paint the tops of them. So for this I'm going to be using a little Prussian Blue and a little black as well. So I'm trying to make a grey colour. I'm going to use plenty of water to keep it quite light because I want the colours of the baubles to be the star of the show here. Now I do this in quite a loose style. I'm going to try and get my arm around this so I don't have to turn it. But basically I'm going to create little thin strokes. You can use a smaller brush as well to make a box and then do some little flicky lines to create the little metal part you find on top of baubles. And then I'm going to swing up for a little loop there. You can also do this if you're not that comfortable with getting really fine watercolour. You can also do it with a pencil. And then the same on this one. Doesn't need to be perfect. It's not the star of the show on this occasion. I find it difficult to do a loop and come back round. I find it easier to go up both sides separately, but whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Okay, there we go. Now I'm looking at this and I'm wishing it had a little bit more contrast on this bottom, so I'm going to add a little purple here. Just a little dioxazine purple, and I'm going to mix in some of the Winsor Red Deep to create a really thick maroon. And then I'm just going to add a little bit in there. Now this is still very wet. It's going to blend out really nicely. But if yours isn't, what you would want to do is re-wet the whole shape and then just with water and then add the paint to the bottom. Okay, I like how that looks. I'm going to stop there and let this dry up. Alright then, and we're all done. And I love how they've dried up. The contrast is amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you're able to use them on Christmas cards or gift tags or anything you like. And please tell me in the comments what you want to see next. See you in the next one.